Dr. Mike here. So, melatonin might be helpful in dementia cases. Very interesting. Stick around to find out more.
You're listening to Live Foreverish, a show dedicated to helping you live just a little longer. Here's your hosts, Dr. Mike and Dr. Crystal Gossard.
All right, welcome to Live Foreverish. Dr. Crystal, a recent study determined that long-term melatonin use improved cognitive function in cognitively impaired adults.
Yes, this study was published in the journal Alzheimer's Research and Therapy, December 2025. So if you're listening to this in January, this is hot off the press.
Hot off the press. So let's be clear. This was, was published in the Alzheimer's Journal. But these patients did not have Alzheimer's. They had mild cognitive impairment. But we know that mild cognitive impairment is a mental state between normal cognition and dementia. Half of the people with mild cognitive impairment will go on to develop Alzheimer's disease within 5 years.
Yes. So, when you think about Alzheimer's or anyone who has dementia and understanding that dementia could be early Alzheimer's, then, you can understand why they would be publishing this type of research in this journal.
And like anything else, when something is diagnosed early, even though we don't have a cure for Alzheimer's, right, it's going to progress, but we do have ways to control that progression. And if you start really early, knowing that there may be an issue, doing some things from lifestyle medication, whatever, supplementation, whatever, you're just playing a big role in delaying that progression.
I think so. You're just increasing, hopefully, the more lucid years.
So let's get into this study here. The methods that they were using. What this is? This study was a review. They evaluated data from 8 randomized controlled trials, looking at the effects of melatonin on mild cognitive impairment. When you look at those 8, it was a total of 518 subjects with mild cognitive impairment. And they definitely had some had some mild forms of dementia. It does say here that there was some Alzheimer's disease and all, but I don't have the exact number. I was thinking this was really just mild cognitive impairment, maybe some mild dementia, but they also had significant sleep disturbances, a lot of these patients.
Right, which leads to why they investigated the melatonin, because we do know over 60% of people with mild cognitive impairment experience sleep problems. And if you can improve sleep, and we know this, even if you don't have mild cognitive impairment, when you're not sleeping, you are walking around in a fog.
You feel like you have mild cognitive impairment.
And so if you can address sleep, it can often improve cognition.
Yeah, for sure. So in this case, the dose range of the melatonin was 2 milligrams, all the way up to 25 milligrams.
And this was in all of the studies.
Yeah, this is all put together.
The results, we'll kind of see that sweet spot.
Yeah. This is all of them together, right? 2 milligrams to 25 milligrams, and they were, I think sometimes consumed at like 8:30, 9:30, or before bedtime, 1 to 2 hours, right? When do you take? No, you don't do melatonin.
I don't take melatonin.
Yeah, I take I've been doing it for many years, and I'm right when I go to bed. I just take, because I usually read too first. So I take it right. I can't remember. It's too much. I can't remember. Oh, mild cognitive impairment. I can't remember.
Oh, just stop. Don't say that.
So by pulling the study results, the researchers found a significant improvement in cognitive function, as indicated by the Minty mental state examination. It's the mini mental state, a very common way of measuring cognition, right? And what they found, significant results occurred when melatonin was administered for 13 to 24 weeks between the times of 8:30 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? and among individuals with mild cognitive impairment. So taking your melatonin at least between 8:30 and 9 may be important.
And so a practical tip here that I see and hear in my home, my husband has an alarm, 8:30, and even the kids know, Dad, time to take your nighttime stack. He takes a stack.
A stack. It's so funny.
His nighttime stack. And so, yes, this is something that you want to take. And they didn't mention this in the study, but I've seen research, same time every night.
Yeah. So and again, what was that significant result? Improvement in cognition. And so is it, so then people now people start, and this is good. These are the kind of questions you want to ask now. Was it really maybe just the better sleep that led to the result here? Or is melatonin doing something else? Because we also know there is, at least in animal models, Dr. Crystal, melatonin is a neuroprotector. So it's an antioxidant.
That's such a good point. And when I read through the study, now I'm thinking, I'm just like in my mind visualizing the different sections in the study, but curious reporting if sleep actually improved.
Yeah.
Or did they just look at the cognitive test? And I don't recall them measuring sleep parameters. They just looked at the end result.
They looked at the end result.
You know.
And I think a lot of people jump to that. So we need to look at the needs. Well, okay, this is exactly why this research is important. It lays out a foundation for further research, right? And Dr. Chris and I are always very clear. We are very careful not to overstate results, right? When it's an association, we make you understand what that means. If it is cause and effect, but it's a small study, we tell you those limitations. And it just because the study is small or just because there's more questions, it doesn't mean the study didn't have value.
Absolutely. And the study is a free study. So again, published in the journal Alzheimer's Research Therapy in 2025. And at the end of the study, they list out clearly the strengths of the study and the limitations. And it was nice because they pull studies from different countries all over the world. And these studies were direct intervention studies.
So I think teasing out melatonin's role in cognition between simply better sleep versus its neuroprotective effects, which those neuro benefits are growing and growing for melatonin, and or a combination of all of it.
I would say that part, the latter. That's the beauty of kind of some of these, although melatonin is a hormone, but these kind of nutritional add-ins, they're multi-factorial in the ways that they can work and help in the body.
And so what do you do? Let's say you have a loved one or a friend or a family member with mild cognitive impairment, maybe mild dementia,
or even Alzheimer's.
Or maybe even Alzheimer's. It doesn't hurt to try some melatonin. Even if it turns out it's the better sleep helps. Okay, fine. They get better sleep.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I wouldn't start at 25 milligrams if they've never done it before. They're going to have some weird dreams. I think you would just start at, 1 milligrams is usually a common place to start. Working up to 3 is probably the average. I actually do 5 milligrams. I don't know why that just works for me. Everybody's different. I don't know. But if I do more than 5, didn't I tell you what I took two once? I forgot. I took it. I brushed my teeth. Something happened with the dog. I had to clean something up. Went back in and I took another melatonin. And as I'm swallowing it, I'm like I go, but you already did this. It was too late. It's like you already did this. And so I was like, all right, get ready.
Get ready for some dreams.
Sure enough.
There were, and they talked about side effects in this study in the paper, and that there were some very vivid dreams that people experienced. But overall, good safety.
Yeah, no, actually, the dreams weren't that. But they were definitely it's hard to explain. Very vivid, I think, is the way to describe it. So anyway, start low. Start at 1, move up slowly. There is a protocol Life Extension wants to share with you. If you go to lifeextension.com/memory, you can check out a memory protocol, and a lot of other great information is there. By the way, when you're at lifeextension.com, podcast.
Yes, use the discount code podcast when you're placing your order to receive 10% off $50 or more plus free shipping and handling.
Yeah. And then there's liveforeverish.com where we store all of our episodes. We'd love for you to check that out and take a look at the library. There's a whole bunch of good stuff there. You have to scroll. You have to scroll for now. That's all I'm going to say. Right? I know you don't want to say anymore, so I'm not.
Yeah. Scroll, but once you click on one, then you should have access to kind of search and
it gets a little bit easier once you click. Once you click one. But anyways, once you find what you want, likes, shares, comments, all are great. Reviews are big. We would appreciate that. That's all at liveforeverish.com. I'm Dr. Mike. That's
Dr. Crystal.
Thanks for listening.